7 News in HD is brought to you by Esserman International Volkswagen.
The night team is on. A South Florida business under siege, surrounded by SWAT, and this ended in a way nobody wanted. Some flyers from South Florida in for one bumpy ride.
We shot back up and then we came back down and we finally leveled off.
Miami's police force working to force the city's mayor out of office. Investors with 400+ reasons to breathe a sigh of relief. Firebombs flying on the streets of London. Now 16,000 cops are cracking down. And a woman's life savings gone in a flash. The accused culprit cornered by the courts and our cameras.
Leave me alone.
You told this lady you would pay her $330,000.
Carmel is on the case.
And new from the Newsplex, a moving memorial on what would have been Kaylee Anthony's 6th birthday. Her grandparents showed up and they spoke at this event. We'll have that. I'm Craig Stevens.
I'm Belkys Nerey. The night team, first at 10, starts now.
This is 7 News at 10.
Tonight, an innocent clerk shot dead.
I couldn't even feel myself, and I sat down and I couldn't move.
An innocent bystander also hit.
When we responded, shots were fired. Our deputies also fired.
And a gunman taken down after a dangerous store shootout. The critically wounded clerk able to trigger an alarm before she died.
That would set off a chaotic chain of events, ending with 2 more people shot. 19's Reed Lamberty live from us at Broward General Medical Center, where those victims were taken. Reed?
Yeah, 2 of them do remain hospitalized at this hour, Craig and Belkys, but sadly that clerk did die from her injuries. An experienced employee with years of work at check cashing stores, this young woman died doing a job her husband said she had recently feared.
You know, I asked the detective what happened to her, and he said, there's no other words that he can tell me, you know, how's my wife doing. And I said, just tell me. And he told me, yeah, my wife passed away.
James Sindel recalling the gut-wrenching conversation he had with a detective.
Fort Lauderdale, I'm Reed Lamberty, 7 News 19.
Also here on 7, sudden soaking. Some pretty nasty storms came in fast and furious across South Florida today.
Well, is there more in store? Well, looks kind of nice now, but just may have some over the course of the evening. A hot and humid Magic City tonight. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Phil Ferro. He has details for us. Phil?
And good evening, everyone. Indeed, it was a very stormy day all across South Florida. We are in an unsettled pattern. It looks like tonight we can still see a chance for some more showers and thunderstorms, and there's the possibility again tomorrow afternoon for some more heavy rain.
Well, watching Wall Street, and boy, did this look good at the end of the trading day. Stocks surging, finishing up more than 400 points. Certainly better than yesterday, but a wild ride nonetheless. The session ended with a late-day rally. It seems, though, when it comes to Wall Street these days, it can only be described as volatile.
The opening bell rings, and there's a rally. Tuesday morning, stock prices shot up, and there's optimism the bulls have taken over.
Too big to fail.
Not only the Dow, but the other 2 major indices finished with positive gains as well. The NASDAQ up 125 points to end the day at 2482 or so, and the S&P gained as well, ending the day up 53 at 1173.
And now, Miami police versus the mayor.
There's always uncertainty in the city and mismanagement that's led us to this because we're sick and tired.
Cops hoping to force him from office.
I'm really hurt because the last thing we want to do is to hurt the employees.
In a total recall.
And now live we go to the night team's Nicole Ensalada. She's at Miami City Hall with the latest on this new face-off. Nicole?
Well, Belkys, earlier today, members of the City of Miami Police Union cast their ballots to decide whether or not they wanted to pursue this recall effort against Mayor Tomas Regalado. The final vote, 251 to 16, and it was not in the mayor's favor. The final vote overwhelming. Members of the City of Miami's police union decided to go ahead with an effort to remove Mayor Tomas Regalado from office.
They had enough money to offer the chief of police $400,000 to leave, and on the same breath they're telling us that they're broke and that they want to take from the
7 News 19.
All right, Nicole, a senior official stepping down from the Department of Children and Families, Jackie Collier, who headed the Southern Regional Division, announcing her retirement. She leaves more than 25 years of experience in social services. Collier and DCF were harshly criticized following the death of Nubia Barahona, allegedly at the hands of her adoptive parents. The 10-year-old's body found in the back of a pickup truck in February. Her twin brother doused with chemicals, but survived. Esther Jacobo has been appointed the new managing director. She has a distinguished resume and once served as an assistant state attorney and division chief of domestic crimes in Miami-Dade County.
New tonight from the Newsplex, a surprise showing from the parents of Kaylee Anthony. And not only did they attend a somber memorial, they spoke there as well. That team's Mike Marza is in the Plex. He has this. Mike?
Well, Craig, we have not heard from George and Cynthia Anthony since their daughter Kaylee was acquitted of murder last month, but we did tonight. They attended a memorial for their granddaughter Kaylee on what would have been her 6th birthday. Still needs approval from the county. In the Newsplex, Mike Marza, 7 News 19.
Four days of fiery riots in London, but tonight, police out in force, some 16,000 strong. That show of force may be the reason why things are much quieter in England tonight. It's just after 3 in the morning there right now, but as you're about to see, earlier in the day, it was pure bedlam in Britain. Homes and businesses burned to the ground. People who can't get home scramble the streets in search of safe haven. A citizens group known as the English Defense League has also fanned out across the city. They're working with police to try and crack down on some of these rioters. Craig, back over to you.
Okay, Bill. President Obama attending a somber salute to honor the elite U.S. forces killed this weekend fighting in Afghanistan. President traveling to the Dover Air Force Base as the remains of the fallen Navy SEALs were returned. Their chopper crashed.
And still ahead here from the night team, a shakeup in the sky, leaving some passengers from South Florida banged up.
Also, a South Florida family escaping in the nick of time, but their home not so fortunate.
She wants to have her cake and steal it too. Now a store owner looking for some sweet revenge.
Grandmother's life savings cleaned out. Now the woman she says is to blame is confronted. It's Carmel on the case.
Plus a trucker getting an unexpected lift. How this highway shocker happened when the night team comes back.
7 News, on the air, on the web, on your phone, and now on your iPad. The only local station with an iPad app. Download it for free. Search WSVN in the iTunes Store. Brought to you by Rick Case Fiat.
Plane full of shaken passengers touching down early in South Carolina after a sky-high emergency.
These are live pictures from Miami International Airport. The troubled flight taking off from here, but had to make an unexpected stop due to Mother Nature. Passengers were tossed around by severe turbulence.
It was bad enough. Paramedics had to be called out. The night team's Mike Marza back with us at the Satellite Center now with details. Mike?
Craig, Belkys, if you fly, you know when the pilot tells you, please fasten your seatbelts and the bing, you know, that little tone comes on? Well, there's a good reason for that. And people on board this flight, well, they can tell you why. By the time American Airlines Flight 734 pulled into the terminal in Charleston, South Carolina, and we found out that another plane took the passengers on to D.C. and had landed about 45 minutes ago. We are working on getting some reaction from them at Reagan International. In the Newsplex, Mike Marza, 7 News 19.
Danger on duty for some Miami-Dade police officers trying to take down 3 suspected car thieves. The officers say they were forced to fire at a car that sped towards them early this week.
More than $250,000 vanished in an investment deal that went south here in South Florida. Was it bad or funny business? Investigative reporter Carmel Ferro is on the case with this exclusive report tonight.
talk to you about the civil theft lawsuit that is pending against you?
I have nothing to say. I call my attorney.
47-year-old Ida Young didn't know it then, but she was just days away from being hit with a big judgment for her part in a questionable real estate deal.
Fast-footed wannabes ready to bust some serious moves because their next dance could be their last dance. TV's top dancing show is coming down to the wire.
And it's up to all of you to pick a winner. The night team's Louie Aguirre is in the Plex with a preview for us. Lou.
Will it be Tad, Melanie, Sasha, or Marco? The top 4 are set. And tomorrow night, they lay everything on the line for the top.
Latest from Rentham, Nicole Oliverio, 7 News.
An explosive emergency rocking a commercial building in Southern California a few hours ago. The explosion blowing a huge hole in the roof of the structure.
Now, 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Phil Ferro.
It was a rainy day here across South Florida. Miami getting almost 1.25 inches this afternoon. Fort Lauderdale better than half.
A marathon swimmer's mission coming to an early end after hoping to do something nobody's ever done. It wasn't sharks that cut Diana Nyad's swim into history short. This time, her body gave in.
I really pictured it, and I believed in it, and I did it right, and I wanted to get there. I really.
Such remarkable effort that went into that. Nyad says she still hopes her swim will inspire others of her generation to lead a more active lifestyle. Val, to you.
Well, still ahead here from the night team, the Marlins try to snap their 5-game losing skid. Highlights of the game with the Braves up next.
And a former college football star hopes he's a step closer to reaching the NFL. Details just around the corner. We have sports next.
Time now for 7 Sports with Donovan Campbell.
What's up, guys? We start the sports party with the reeling Marlins, who have been drowning lately, dropping 5 straight ball games. Florida hosting the Braves tonight. Mike Stanton swings so hard sometimes he loses bats. Hey, watch out now. Oh, top 2, Clay Hemsley. Can't find a strike.